Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Stylish Hidden Treasures. My name is Mary, and I'm a full-time reseller on both eBay and Poshmark. Today, I'm bringing you another What Sold video. This is for all the eBay sales. Now, if you saw on the thumbnail, I was totally kidding when I was talking about all the sales that I made. Obviously, yeah, not so much. However, I did get a few sales, and some sales that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully, the sales that I'm going to show you are items that maybe you would not have picked up or maybe are considering picking up, things that actually are selling during this slow period. So I had a total of 61 items that sold, and this is all the sales from March 21st through March 30th at noon. So that was the cutoff on the sales. Obviously, I made some more sales afternoon, but these are the sales for the last 10 days. Now, usually I can combine the eBay and the Poshmark sales, but for this particular time period, the Poshmark sales were up just a little bit, not very much, but I didn't want to make a super long video. I think this one will be long enough. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're new to my channel, I have What Sold videos for both eBay and Poshmark. I have mystery unboxings of ThreadUp, bulk.com, Goodwill Blue Box, and any other kind of liquidation company or wholesale company that I use. So definitely stay tuned for those videos. Check those out as well. And if you like content like this, I would love to have you as a new subscriber. Also, if you're coming back to my channel to watch this video, please consider liking the video, commenting below. If any of these items that you see that sold for me maybe usually don't sell for you, but maybe you're going to give it a try, or maybe there's some type of item that is doing really well for you, and please do share, as this is definitely a channel where we try to help each other out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, as far as my eBay fee structure, I guess you want to call it, I am top rated, so I pay approximately 13% in fees. I run consistent sales on all of my items, and those sales are usually between the 9 and 11% off. Then hourly, when I see people that are watching the items and they just simply will not pull the trigger, I then send an additional 13% off to try to grab that buyer and then also, convert that to a sale. So that's kind of usually where I'm at. As far as my cost of goods on items, for the most part, everything comes from the Goodwill bins. However, if anything comes from liquidation or wholesale, I'll let you know, because that tends to kind of change the price a little bit as far as the cost of good. Usually you pay up a little bit more for those items. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I said, I had a total of 61 items that sold for an average sale price of $26.70. So that's the average of what the cost, or I guess you want to say I sold an item for, which is quite a bit lower than usually I'm at, closer to $38. So the very first thing that sold was this NYX contour pencil. Actually, the buyer bought 2 of them for a total of $19.15. Now, when I show you the pictures up in the screen in the corner, you're going to see some higher numbers. That could be because that was before the sale or before the offer that they sent me. But what I'm giving you guys today is the actual profit I made after eBay took their fees, took the shipping cost out, took the taxes, which that's the total amount, right? This is the net profit going forward in this video of the numbers that I'm going to give you. So that's what I pocketed, in other words. So next was a Leo Rossi dress, floral dress. This sold for $14.49. Then I had a pair of Maurice, kind of like a crop pant. These were brand new with tags, came from the bins, sold for $10.77. Then I had this Speedo swimsuit, which Speedo still does good for me, guys. After all the fees and all, I made a profit of $8.95. Then I had this vintage polka dot belted robe. This was Alexander de la Rosa, I believe. This sold for a profit of $8.21. Then I had a vintage lot of 5 embroidered hand towels, which I love picking up anything that's kind of like the shabby chic type of look, cottage core. Love that stuff, guys. This lot, after fees and all, I made $18.08. Then we had this Free People sweater, which after fees and all, I made $11.37. Then we had an Ann Taylor knit cardigan sweater. After fees, I made $11. Then we had this abstract horse scarf, which I kind of advertised it for rodeo, for someone that maybe is a cowboy, you know, some different type of keywords, which I think helped. After fees, I made $16.37. Then I had a pair of Gap cigarette denim jeans. These are the type of jeans I do actually pick up for my store. Definitely check out my 30-pound thread up denim box that I just posted that video. I got a lot of pretty good brands, and I've pretty much got them all listed, and I'm getting some traffic on those. So denim still sells. You just have to try to get it the lowest cost of goods as possible, because obviously there's some weight to it. These particular jeans sold after all the fees for $15.49. Then I had a Free People brand new with tag faux denim dress. This was also found at the bins. This sold for $23.94. Then I had a vintage ballet tutu dress, which I always tell you guys, don't shy away from ballet, costume, dance wear, all that kind of stuff. People do pick that stuff up on the pre-owned market at that. This sold for $21.33 after all the fees. Next was a pair of all leather Morel slide leather mules, sold for $16.74. Then we had a unisex Roadrunner, kind of like a brooch pin. I love picking up vintage brooches and clip earrings and things like that. Sold for $13.73. Then we had a pair of brand new with tags, Revolution dance tights, sold after fees for $8.07. Then we had a Talbot's hooded jacket, which was 1X. I am pretty sure this was brand new with tags. This sold, or brand new without tags, let's put it that way. Sold for after fees for $25.68. Then we had an Eddie Bauer brand new with tags jacket. I believe it was a size 20, which was a really great size. This was also sourced at the bins. This sold for $30.77. Then we had a Hannah Anderson dress, which another kind of plug to a video. Definitely check out the children's video that I just made for picking up and reselling children's clothing. That was one of the brands, that as well as the mini Bowden that you'll hear later on in this video. Really good kids brands to pick up. The resale value is not too bad, so definitely consider picking those up if you go to the bins or yard sales. This dress after fees sold for $9.42. Then we had a Kalia by Carrie Underwood faux leather tank. Kind of had a strappy design. I do actually pretty good with her items. After fees, I made $9.93. Then I had an Anthropologie Maeve cutout tunic dress, also from the bins, sold for $23.21. Then I had a Chico's Swiss dotted blouse. Kind of had the option where you can kind of tie like a bow in the front. This sold for $14.57 after the fees. Then I had a J. Crew denim skirt. It was white, sold for $19.36 after fees. And all of these items that I'm mentioning so far have come from the bins. Next is a brand called Bella Flora or Flore. This was like a midi dress. I believe it was a 1X. This actually came from a Groupon liquidation box that I got from bulk.com years ago. Sold for $16.18. Then I had this loft floral kind of like a satiny green halter dress, sold for $14.81 or 18 cents after fees. Then we had this Chico's pull-on skirt, which kind of had like a crochet overlay. Guys, there has literally been like 38 watchers for months and nobody would pull the trigger. I've even lowered it a little bit and still nobody would buy it. So finally somebody bought it. And after fees, I made $22 and I think 42 cents. I can't even read my writing. I think that's what it says. Next was an Old Navy tank dress, which was brand new with tags. Also came from the bins. After fees, I made $10.96. And Old Navy is one of those brands like Gap and Express I didn't used to pick up so much anymore, but I find a lot of brand new with tag Old Navy at the bins and it sells. So definitely consider picking that brand up. Next was a Hanes sports bra. This came from a Target liquidation box. This sold for $12.55. Then I had this brand called Speechless, which I believe is sold at Macy's. This was a junior's XXL dress. This sold after fees for only $8.19. And I just do not do good with junior brands. I don't know. Junior sizes, I just don't do well with. Next was an R&M Richards crochet dress. Kind of had that flapper style a little bit, which I've mentioned in hauls before. Definitely is a style to pick up. After fees, I made $15.99. Then I had a pair of St. John's Bay cords, brand new with tags, which I know usually that brand does not do very good. Certain brands from, what's it called? Kohl's, Jennifer Lopez, St. John's Bay, sometimes Croft and Barrel, just usually don't do so well. Well, when they're brand new with tags, I tend to do okay with those. So I still pick those up from the bins or if it's a plus size. And this sold after fees for $17.68. Next was a brand, Ming Wang, which if you see that at the bins, definitely pick it up. It tends to do pretty good for me. This was a knit dress. Kind of had like an embroidered style as well. This sold after fees for $24.23. Then I had this vintage Talbot's linen blazer. It was this beautiful pink color. This sold after fees for $23.09. Then we had this peacock, kind of peacock and sequin printed, kind of like a scarf, or maybe you can use it as a shawl. No brand and no size, but it sold for $13.36. Then we had a vintage patchwork, kind of like an Afghan handmade little blanket. After fees, sold for $11.60. Then we had a vintage Erica, kind of like a denim maxi dress, kind of like a modest style, which I love picking up these modest jumpers and maxi skirts and all those type of styles. Definitely you can put in your keywords as Amish, modish, things like that, and they will sell. After fees, I made $17.44. Next was a pair of Via Spiga, which there was a time where this brand did really good. This was like a wedge sandal. This sold after fees for $9.62. Then we had a pair of vintage Nike little baby shorts, which were adorable. I simply picked them up because they're just freaking cute, right? I didn't make much, but that's okay. It went to somebody's child. After fees, I made $7.13. Then I had a brand Faith Heart, which was a leather pink cord, like a chain necklace, sold for $9.77. And that came from a Amazon jewelry liquidation box. Then I had an inspirational bangle. I've sold a lot of these. After fees, I made $13.02, and that too came from an Amazon jewelry liquidation box. Then we had a BDG, which is Urban Outfitters denim skirt, kind of like a black wash. This sold for $12.20 after fees. Then we had a Banana Republic suede purse, which actually just was returned today. Great shape, all suede, sold for $14.71. However, because I didn't say that it was dark brown in the listing, just that it was brown, that's why it was returned. So, what can you say? So the next thing is a studded strappy belt. No brand, just the size on it, sold for $15.95 after fees. Then I had a Lands End hair rabbit hair and wool blend, kind of like a poncho cape, but yet it had like a belt inside. It was actually really neat. And I picked this up towards the end of the winter season, thinking maybe I should wait till next winter to list it. And it's sold in spring, so which is awesome. Well, it's not quite spring, but it's almost spring, right? So this sold after fees for $29.54. Then I had a brand called, I think it's called Alto Palm. It's like a skin moisturizer, used to be sold at Target. This was part of a large pallet liquidation from Target that I got probably 6 years ago, and I'm still selling this stuff. Sold for $9.14. Then I had a St. John short sleeve knit top, which I think is the very last item of this humongous haul that I got from the Goodwill. I think it was about a year or two ago, and I literally got 29 pieces of St. John, some very high-end pieces. Love that haul. But I believe this is the last piece, but maybe I have a couple more. I'm not sure. But this sold for $28.81 after fees. Next is a Vera Bradley, brand new with tags, silk blend scarf. This sold for $14.07. Then we had a Talbot's A-line floral linen skirt, sold for $20.67. Then we're almost done, guys. And then we had a vintage Leslie Faye floral midi dress, which I always tell you guys, pick up anything that is vintage that has like a collar that's crochet or embroidered, or like this kind of like a, I don't want to say tulle, but similar. People love that vintage style, even in the children's clothing. So this sold for $23.49 after fees. Then we had a Michael Kors replacement strap. Yes, guys, a replacement strap, not a bag, just the strap. It was brand new, still had the paper and the plastic and everything from the retailer, and it sold after fees for $24.14. And I can't tell you guys enough, any kind of replacement strap, any type of replacement piece for purses, hang tags, like Coach hang tags. Like I have a little, like a trinket little plate right here on my desk, and I literally have, I'm collecting them or something. I literally have about 16 of them now. And pretty soon I'm going to literally make a lot of nothing but Coach hang tags, and it'll sell because somebody needs it somewhere to put on their Coach bags, I guess. So things like that are outside of the box, but believe it or not, people are looking for them. I had a Cartier, just a little bitty velvet envelope that you would put like a bracelet. It sold for $35. Any kind of authentic Louis Vuitton bags, like the dust bags. I can't tell you the number of dust bags I've sold, just the dust bags. You can sometimes get upwards to $15 and $20 just for the bag. So things like that that you see at the bins and you think, well, there's no value in that. Believe it or not, there is some value, and somebody somewhere wants that. So definitely consider picking up those type of outside of the box items. So next is a magnifier glass pendant necklace, which is really cool. This actually came from the Goodwill Blue Box jewelry unboxing that I had about, I think, 3 weeks ago. This sold for $13.15. Then I had this really pretty floral Lulu's maxi dress, which is a halter style, sold for $26.59. Then we had a mini Bowden little girl's summer dress, sold for $17.76 after fees. And all of these items, other than the magnifier glass, came from the bins. Then we had this Crooks and Castle, kind of like a webbed belt. Guys, this was one of those items that I picked up And then I started to list it, and I'm like, oh, there's so much wear. Like, it's not worth me listing, but I did it anyway, and it sold. Not for a lot, but it sold. For $9.41 was the profit. Then we had this Michael Kors leather satchel bag, had like a gray pebbled color. After fees, sold for $28.84. Then we had a brand called Kikaki, I think I'm saying that right. Pants, ruffle, collar blanket, had rainbows all over it, really pretty and stretchy, a brand new with tags. After fees, sold for $17.65. Then we had a brand of Balleria dance tights, brand new with tags, sold for $8.19. Then we had a pair of Justin leather boots, which this was shown in a recent haul too. These boots were in immaculate condition. Like, I think someone wore them once and donate them. So, I was okay with the offer that I received. And after fees, I made $41.17. Then we had a pair of Free People ribbed velvet pants. This too was just in a recent haul, and I considered waiting until next season. Well, fall season, I should say, which is a few seasons from now, to list, and I'm glad I listed them anyway. This sold after fees for $23.37. And then the last thing that sold was a Calvin Klein polka dotted, kind of a satiny blouse, also just recently shown in a haul video for $12.57. So as said before, a total of 61 items sold in the last 10 days, which is still quite low for me. However, I'm very thankful for anything that I am making during this slow period. So before eBay took out their fees, the taxes, and then the shipping costs that the buyer pays to me, I made $1,537.31. However, once they take all their fees and the taxes are out and the shipping cost is out and whatever else they probably snuck in there to take out, I made $969.32 for 10 days, which is right. But like I said before, you got to be thankful for whatever you're making during this time. I tell you one thing though, I am glad a few years ago when I decided to get on Poshmark, because that extra money, even though I'm full-time on both platforms, it often feels like it's a part-time thing on Poshmark. I wish it was full-time too. I honestly remember a time when sales were like flowing so well, and my Poshmark and eBay sales were like neck and neck. Like almost whatever I was making on eBay for the week, I made on Poshmark too. However, now it's almost like Poshmark is like a part-time gig. So I'm hoping those numbers will come up, but I am very thankful that I went on to Poshmark a few years ago, and that additional income can offset the slower sales on eBay. So when you hear sellers saying to diversify, to go to different, platforms, to cross-list your stuff, guys, it is so important to do that, because if I wasn't, especially on some of these weeks that were pretty low, it helps when you have another platform that you're selling on, because it really helps with your sales and your bottom number when it comes to what you made per week. I think over on Poshmark, without looking at those numbers, I made somewhere after fees around the $450 range. So when you add that with the $969, at least you cleared over $1,000, right? At least you did that. And sometimes you have to look at it that way and kind of be humble with your sales, because after all, we are all in it together when it comes to slow sales right now. So do what you got to do to make your money, right? So I enjoy making these videos for you guys. I hope it's helpful in many ways. Let me know in the comments, maybe your sales are doing better this week. I mean, maybe it's just me, what I'm selling. Maybe I am the one that's not making as many sales, but I kind of figure we're all in the same boat, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting the bell notification too if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy What's Sold videos, just so you can kind of see the things that I show in the haul videos actually sell, right? So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.